Hey, I'm looking for my iPad, so I can't find it. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we hear you, Paul.
We hear you.
All right, good. That's very weird. So, anybody new here today? I can't see anybody anyway. Hold on. Yeah. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
You sound wonderful.
Yes, we hear you.
I can't see anybody. So, yeah, is anybody new here today?
I do not see any raised hands.
How do I get all these people here? Yeah, it seems very weird. Well, I was ready to go on the iPad and I can't find it, so we had to do it this way. I can't see anybody, so if anyone has a question, just tell Sina and she'll tell me.
You can always raise your virtual hand too. That is super helpful when you do that. All you have to do is go to the Zoom toolbar, click on reactions, and then click on raise hand. That always is super duper helpful.
Well, any questions today, anybody? I can't see anyone, so
There are no hands raised as of yet.
It seems stupid to start sharing. I don't know how to do this, get the other thing up. So I
You
can
tried
see the
swiping. Have you tried swiping, Paul? Yeah, there you see him swiping.
Okay, Paul, you're muted now, Paul.
Am I?
There you go. Hey, this is Carrie. I don't want to put any pressure on you, Paul, but today you're following Muji, just so you know. Muji just was on, yeah. So expect a lot. That's all I got.
think it's the Muji vibration that's screwing up the
Muji send it out. Yep. For
the
real.
wire, yeah, the Wi-Fi. Well, that's why there's so many people here. They're the residue of Muji. That's okay. I don't care. I don't, sloppy seconds are fine. Yeah. So, well, hello, everyone. I'm starting to see you now. Well, what did Muji tell you?
Muji said, what you're looking for is what's looking.
No, St. Francis said that.
Yeah, no, I can't remember what Muji said, but Sina, what did Muji have to say today?
He said you're the space to be with yourself 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, and 5 minutes in the evening. That presence is what you are. And just stay in it. Once you see it, once you see that you
But all right,
that
hold on
awareness.
1 second. Hold on 1 second. See, this is the dilemma a little bit. If the presence is what you are, how can you make a decision to stay in it or not?
That's a good question. That should be the whole topic. That's great. Let's dive in.
Have you ever taken that line of questioning? Now, take 5 minutes to be in the space that you are. I would say you can't be out of the space that you are.
It feels like the mind has obscurations that cover it. And so as long as our attention is pointed outward, that arm of attention can literally block the awareness. It's because we're
No,
so
it
powerful.
can't. How can it block the awareness?
It's kind of like if I
It's-
put
it's
my hand in
appearing,
front of my
it's a-
face, you
it's-
can't see my face
It's
right
an
now.
activity. It's like if you waved your hand, does that block the space that you're waving your hand in?
From
Wave
one
your hand as
angle.
fast as you can or as slow you can. Does that block the space that you're in? Or is the space holding anything that, any activity, any movement? Is the space holding that? Or is that activity or movement blocking the space off from the space?
I would think that depends on whose opinion you're asking. If I'm the space, right, then you are in my space. And if I'm Inca, then the space has to give.
See, no, see,
No?
if you are the space, honey, then everything that appears is in and of you, which is space, yes?
Right, yeah,
So there's an appearance in space, but that appearance is like a cloud. If you weighed the sky and then you took out the cloud, it would be the exact same weight, yeah?
right.
So the cloud has no clout, it has no weight. It's what the space is giving it. So if we give it the meaning that it can block us off from some presence, then that's not the presence. If there can be an absence of it, that's not the presence we're speaking of. Yeah,
Yeah. Depends
Yeah.
on mind.
if we're the presence we're speaking of, there's no absence. This is in the this is the duality of appearance.
Yeah.
We believe we can be present and we believe we can be absent. Yes. But the believing that you're present is held in the space, and the believing that your absence is still held in the space. Yes. Not you believing it, the believing of it. Yes. Because obviously there's no you believing it or not believing. There's just believing it and not believing it. It's just like that. Does that hand, no matter how fast it is, or no matter how many times it grasps, and let's say its grasping has the power of a pit bull jaw, no matter how, it doesn't catch any space, does it? How hard, if I can hold it on like a vice grip, what am I holding on to? I'm just holding on to the idea that thinks it can hold on to something. Yes, see it? All of this is happening in this space. It's not taking up any space. It's appearing in it, yeah? It's different. If when I'm here in this room, and if when I leave and you weighed the room, it wouldn't be missing 170 pounds, yes? The space, because the space would show no weight on a scale, yes? It's literally nothing in a way. And the thing is, it doesn't matter. If you believe you need to do something, then you better do it because you're reality. So if reality has set up a requirement for you to be reality or to you to feel okay or peaceful, you better fulfill those requirements. But after a while, you're going to see through the requirements. Yes? And you're going to see that state that you believe you got in was never gotten out of. It's going to dawn on you because it's a fact. Yeah? If you play around in its vicinity, you're going to sort of rub shoulders with it. It's a fact. Yeah? That's the beauty of the message. The message doesn't need to rely on anything. It relies on nothing. Because coincidentally, nothing is everything. Yeah. Everything that could ever appear has to appear in nothing. Yeah. Yeah. So this is how I feel about it. It doesn't matter if, like I said, some people call me, like today, a friend of ours was on the Zoom and he said, man, I can't seem to get out of this anxiety. Okay, Let's take that as an honest diagnosis. Then do service. Yeah. Go to a soup kitchen, go help someone like a stranger, not a family thing where there's an underlying contract. You know, just give, just go out there and you'll see that that orbiting of the attention and interest will get sucked out of that orbit around Paul and you'll feel different and better. Yeah. You're not going to feel different if you try to feel different. If you think about it, you're not going to not think about it. Yes. So the relief, so the whole statement that I offered, the idea of service, was based on the prior statement from my friend saying, man, I can't seem to get out of this stuff. Okay, well, now that you believe you're in it, let's not say there's no in, let's give you a, hey, do some service. And then you'll see you're out of it. And what you thought you're in definitely demanded tons of work and a lot of hours to get out of it. And you'll be out of it instantaneously because you'll get absorbed in someone else. Yes. That doesn't, you just don't keep having those experiences. They pile up. You observe something. You come to a conclusion. You're brought to a place of neutrality. You see. Yeah. And when you see, you've always been it. It's not like a new set. Oh, I've been given new eyes. You haven't been given any new seeing. You're just seeing anew. Yeah. But the seeing is exactly the same. And nothing's blocking off awareness. Awareness can be diverted or distracted or directed in a way. Let's call it attention in that case. But nothing can block it unless we believe it. Because we can be blind in the middle of a fucking super clear day because we're reality dreaming. We can make it seem like anything is happening. Nothing is happening. Oh, nothing, everything is happening. Yeah. We're dreaming here. So, yes. See, if I can go into a presence, I can get out of a presence. I don't want to park at that place. Yes? Because now the presence isn't determined by the presence, it's determined by me once again. I've got to do something to win admission to the presence. Why do you think they say in Zen, it's the gateless gate or the open secret? Yes? There's no requirements necessary to arrive at where you already are. That's the beauty of it. But hey, if shit helps, go ahead. Yeah. But sooner or later, shit helping is going to run out and you're going to be left with that grasping device. And finally, if you don't give anything to the hand that's continually grasping, it'll be left with nothing and then something will be seen. Yes, you'll see the emperor with no clothes. But if you keep giving it a shirt, a pair of pants, underwear, socks, it's going to keep getting dressed. That's what it's going to do. Instead of looking like a junkie, it will look like a spiritual seeker. It's just changing the fucking wardrobe. Yeah. But if you don't hand it anything, yeah, there you go. Something is revealed. So I hope I haven't been giving many helpful tips. I really do. I don't want to be helpful in this venue. I want to leave you hanging high and dry. I do, because then you realize you're not that which is hanging high and dry. Hallelujah. How are you going to know you're not that if you keep getting picked off and then put it back, If something keeps getting helped, there must be something that needs help. What happens if there's no help anymore? You'll find you don't need any help. Maybe you need help fixing the car, making a sandwich, cooking a souffle, but you won't need any help being what you are. You're that. Yes? Yeah. It's just, I could be completely wrong. I don't care. This is what I've been dictated to share, so I share it. Yeah, I'm open for a new direction. I haven't had one in years. It just seems like this is the last answer, and that's that. Yeah. So, yeah. So
Leanne has her
God
hand up.
bless everybody. God bless Muji, and Muji was, Muji will be, Muji. I don't care. Yeah. If something works for you, great. But maybe you need to question that you it's working for. Yeah. Because maybe when you're working for that, when it's working for that you is getting reinforced. It's not getting undermined. Yes. You're going to have a much bigger non-you in your, in your hands later. It's going to be really slippery. It's going to be a spiritual you. It's really slippery.
Hey, Paul.
It's so sublime. It's almost ready to, it's almost transparent. So I don't, here I am. Sorry, I couldn't find the iPad. Well, I think one of the kids took it. I don't know.
Hey, Paul,
Of course,
can you hear me?
I didn't look for the iPad until
I
4:30
don't think he can hear me.
when it was needed. I probably should have secured the iPad a little earlier so I could fulfill my commitments. Yeah. But oh, there it is. I just saw it. I put it in a place where I wouldn't forget it. Is this working all right, the phone?
Paul, can you hear? Sina was trying to tell you there's two people with questions.
Yeah,
I
can
didn't
you
hear a
not hear
damn
me?
thing from Sina. Now I can hear
You
it.
didn't?
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I've said it like 6 times. Leanne has.
I
her
don't
hand
want
up.
a question. I'm giving you the answer already. But go ahead.
You're feisty today. All right, Leanne, it's all yours.
Yeah, can you explain what Zen bitch slap means, please?
Well, what does it mean to you?
Well, what does it matter? It's the stories I'm putting on it, but I'm wondering why you're using it.
Oh, well, it came about, this is a story also, but it came about from a desire to communicate to people. So I was working with a lot of people in recovery and addiction, and mostly street specimens, so to speak. So I was trying to get across to them something. And so a bitch slap they were familiar with, I just put the Zen in front of it. So it's sort of like a sudden awakening to the fact that you're awake. Yes. So Zen bitch slap. So there's a very famous koan, which is what's the sound of one hand clapping? We just turned it into what's the sound of one hand slapping? Zen bitch slap. There you go. And I also wanted to cull the herd and keep myself unpopular as I can. Yes?
Right.
So some people get upset with the name, and it's better that they don't meet me, really, probably. Seriously. Yeah. So I've had many people instruct me to change it. Some people have even presented me with it as Zen B slap, and I talk to them and let it just roll. Yes. Which one are you going to remember? The eternalnow.com or zenbitchslap.com?
But where does the bitch come in?
The bitch slap is a sudden whack someone gets,
Right.
like on the street, so to speak. That's what a bitch slap. It is not meaning females. A bitch
Okay.
slap usually happens to a male,
I see.
and then that male is seen as your bitch.
Okay.
Hence
Thank you.
the bitch slap. Yes.
Okay.
Is that good enough? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for answering.
You're welcome.
I love that definition. Thank you, Paul. We got Araya who has their hand up. I don't know if I said that name correctly.
Araya?
name's Aria, like the 3 letters.
Oh, it's Ari.
Yeah,
All right, Ari, how are you?
I'm good.
I can't see you, but yeah.
I get at this point intellectually that even this meeting is like help, is trying to help myself, my whatever this idea of myself. And I'm stuck on this. I was watching a video earlier today that about 12-step that you had, and you're talking about how I'm not the parasite sort
What's
of
that?
thing. You were talking about the parasite of alcoholism. Not that I'm alcoholic, but I can relate that parasite to other aspects
Yes.
of personality. And there seems to be some resistance to that idea that I'm not, that the difference between responsibility and accountability. Somehow I'm stuck in being responsible attached to accountability.
All right, so let's say, so you have an important topic which allows you to see the emptiness of the mirror. So just ask, who is it that's thinking all this? All the stuff you just described. Yeah, the accountability and responsibility. Who is it? Has there been a claiming of that and it's inferring there's a you that's doing it or somehow in it? Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it was imposed upon me by, particularly by
Again,
my father.
and who is that that's implied by it feeling imposed upon them? This is the point. Hold on a second. Wow, that's cool.
You need to unmute your iPad, Paul.
Oh, I got it. I'm trying to get off of this thing.
Yeah, there's major feedback.
All right, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
All right, so for this platform, the importance of your description is how it's used to infer that there's a someone who's in that description, yes? Who would like to get out of that description, let's say.
Right.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you see? So the value of what you are sharing isn't about going ahead, but looking behind. Who is that that's now been inferred to be the one who's caught up in the responsibility and the accountability? We're saying there is no singular, long-lasting, independent noun. Yes?
Right. Yes.
Which, and a lot of people try to find lightness to what you say after the fact of being said. The lightness is really before the fact, because there isn't a fact that it's you. Yes?
Intellectually, I get that. Yeah.
Well, this is intellectually isn't a bad way to start, but it's going to sink hopefully when it has some weight to it. So if you come to these talks or whatever talks that inspire you, I would imagine they're going to give it some weight, and then the penny's going to drop sooner or later. It doesn't have to go
I've been
far.
coming to these talks for like 30 years. And it seems to be, I do, but at this point, I feel like it's soothing some fine layer or something. There's something that I can't seem to get. And I know that's a belief, but there's an experience of that.
Yes.
that
Well, again,
I- you know.
remember, one of the big no-nos in non-duality is get. Because the assumption is you already are. So getting is not going to work, yes? Based on the assumption you are already that. So this is one of the things, the way you get it is by never getting it, yeah? You realize after that beggar puts its hand out and nothing comes back, then sometime sooner or later, something's seen, yes? Yes. So, yeah. So the exhaustion of the wanting to get it leads to the fact of it, which is you are it, yeah? Everything leads back to Rome, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah. You may have just gotten off and you're looking around on the local train. You want to just get off at the last destination, which is the first destination. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be the pattern. Like I go to Rome and then I take a tour.
Yeah.
I go back to Rome and then I take another tour. And
Yes. Well, that's the Rome of the head. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, what arrives at Rome is Rome. Yeah. That's the thing. I feel that everything breaks. Satsang has a strong potency, I feel. I mean, ever since I heard this message, the only thing I've done around it is entertain it or be entertained by it, actually, and satsang. Yeah. And I think a lot of stuff can happen without doing anything. Yeah. Just sitting in this little space. Yeah. So that's the only thing I can recommend. If you're flipped out totally, I can recommend service or do this or do that.
Oh,
So you go to the
not
level
flipped
of
out.
yeah. But
Yeah.
the platform here is to go before the action figure levels, yeah, and to sort of recognize what's constantly inferring that it's left or that it once arrived, but now it's got lost, is not us. That is not us. The description, the travelogue, the blog story is not of us. It's mentally derived, mentally manufactured, mentally entertained. Yeah. Yeah. And it has a momentum and people want to be there to get it. Yeah. So instead of just sitting with it, they go see 30 different teachers and tons of different shit with the hopes that maybe the reason why I'm not getting it is this person. So I'm going to go to another person. And after a while, you just got a big giant smorgasbord and you lose the quintessence with having so many flavors in it. You miss the flavor, I feel. Yeah. So
the person, the reason that I keep going, trying to hear the message in different ways is there's a belief that there's some piece that I haven't quite grokked.
exactly. And that's why
So
it's not working. Because if it worked for you, it wouldn't be serving you. It serves you by not working. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's how it collapses in on itself. If it works, it's going to keep fucking working. It's got one little idea that it can say it worked adds thousands of miles to the fucking imagined journey. I'll tell you. Starvation, abstinence is the key. You realize you're going to get nothing. And then you start living. It's not put off anymore. Which you can never do anyway, but the head can disassociate. The head can do it can dwell in what's not happening during the day of what's happening. It can do a lot of stuff. It can't change anything, but it can sort of seem to distract and redirect in a certain period of time, like 80 years, 90 years. It can't pull it off for long. So the way you sit it out isn't by doing a lot, it's by doing nothing, really. And sometimes
Not even doing nothing.
doing
Right?
nothing, but a lot of shit. Yeah. Like a friend of mine here, Don O, had a perfect example. He found out that there was no need for him to go to a Vipassana retreat by going to a Vipassana retreat. That's one of the ways it works. Yeah. And I didn't find out the shoe didn't fit by never trying any shoes on. I tried some shoes on and they didn't fit. I got to that conclusion. So there's value, yes. I mean,
Yes.
you cannot believe how valuable it is to realize you don't have to do something that you believe or your head believes you've got to do. It's such a relief. And when when that domino starts dropping and a lot of shit that felt like an urgency that you had to do gets dismissed, it's quite cool. Yeah, it really is. That's like traveling lighter. That whole
I feel
urge,
like, you know, probably
I gotta,
75 pounds later.
you know what I mean?
So I just need to keep watching that process. Just keep watching.
Why not?
That's
the essence of what you are here is seeing. So yeah, you might as well. The essence is not doing, it's seeing. Seeing is the essence here. Awareness is the essence. Doing is an activity, an appearance. Yeah. You don't do yourself into seeing. You see yourself doing a lot, seemingly. Yes. Seeing, awareness, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Ari. Thank you for your share today. I think every week someone should mention some other name like Muji or something. It'll get me fired up for sure. I remember we used to joke about going to war with Adyashanti and shit because I went to Staten Island and it was like Eckhart Tolle meeting the Sopranos. I had people who were actually made men in the mafia coming to Satsang. So we would have destroyed Adyashanti, the army. Bring all comers. I didn't get them from fucking Bali. I got them from Newark, New Jersey, Staten Island. Yeah. Bada bing, bada bong. Everyone I've ever met can get the initial aha. What happens here in the dreaming, some action figures can't gain traction, yes? The conditioning is strong enough that their destiny is to be an action figure, yeah? But they have that same aha, it's beautiful to watch the light goes on, yeah? It's like a child. One of my old girlfriends used to curse me because her kids used to come to satsang and she may not have got it, but they got about what's not happening. So when she was talking to them about something, they go, "Ma, that's not happening." They didn't have to study books and shit. They saw it right there and then. It was obvious. Yeah. Yeah. So it's obvious like that now with me. I'm just, it's just so commonplace. I don't think it's a stretch to talk about it, yet people get, whatever.
Hey, Paul, before you said you can't do yourself into seeing, you can't do into seeing, but what's your view on practice? Is practice?
Well, I feel I practice, I wake up every day seemingly, so.
But I mean, practice seeing, practice.
I'm not into that, but hey, whatever works for you. I just don't see, if you look at what's before all of our machinations, yeah, as an action figure, it doesn't seem to demonstrate any thought or effort to be what it seems to be, yes? I don't understand why we would have so much faith and thought and effort bringing us back to a place that doesn't demonstrate any thought or effort. Just doesn't seem to make sense to me, yeah? So, no, I don't have a practice anymore. Yeah. I was that divine proctologist for a while, but I've given up that, yeah. The gloves got so expensive, I couldn't afford helping people anymore. No, I don't know, but I don't see, let's say there's an opinion here, it's not a rote judgment of everything. Whatever is needed where you're sitting, have faith that you're being directed. So one way could be you're going to dream yourself out of the dream, you know, you're going to dream yourself out of the dream. So what's happening in this place is going to be used to bring about something else, yeah? Or like Ramana said, you're going to see the origin of the misery and recognize it's not you, yeah? And then you'll see what you're compelled or drawn to do. Yeah, I wasn't drawn to do anything. Yeah, and when I try to do practices, because when I first started feeling this stuff moving through, I figured, well, I got to up my game, you know, so to speak. But whatever was coming through said, no, just read Yankee blogs, go to thrift stores. Yeah, yes, don't become better. And I finally really, it was amazing. I was breathing it for a while, but I realized the atmosphere had changed and that the action figure lived in like a cloud of acceptance, not of a whipping into betterment, you know? Yeah, it was so cool to have that bondage or that slavery removed. Yeah. All based on seeing that which was constantly being worked on and tried to be improved wasn't me. So I lost interest. There was a loss of interest in improving Paul. And funny, Paul improved quite a lot. Yeah. I don't think that's a random phenomena. I think there's a principle in there. I do. Yeah. What would happen if just by an assumption, you thought you were one kind of plant when you were another, and then you're a vine, let's say. So your tendency is to move and grab things and keep going. And yet you would think I'm something like a lily or a rose. I've got to be doing something else. So I go against the nature of the plant because I've misdiagnosed it. I think I'm something that I'm not, yeah? What would happen if that would be corrected? You'll find out, you know, find out where you start your day from, find out, yeah? Is there an inner locomotive constantly chugging, trying to go somewhere or get somewhere? Because it will be beautiful when it stops, yes? Yeah. And then a lot of things dry up. And then that sense of presence that you were thinking of visiting for 5 minutes becomes readily available all the time. There's no requirement necessary. You're like the fish swimming in the water. Every time you start swimming, do you ask the water if you can swim in it? No, it goes hand in hand, yeah? You're not, yeah. Yeah. So that's, yeah. But I feel if you need to do something, let's say if my blood pressure went very high, yes, then I would probably sit quietly and I would do it formally to allow the blood pressure to chill out, yeah? Or lay down. And I wouldn't just do it when I was called on. I would make it a habit for a while until the conditions were changed, yeah? And then I wouldn't become a meditator. I would just stop it when the need was met. And then, yeah. So it's not like you swear off of anything, you just, when you're compelled, there's something you do. And then when you're not compelled, you're probably not doing. Yeah. So I think it's a flexibility. The head being two-sided is very rigid. It's not inclusive, it's exclusive, yes? It's either this or that, it's never both usually. And then it gets arthritic. So if one thing moves, it aches in the others. It's just there's not a flexibility. And if life is sort of in the dreaming, there's levels of the dreaming. For you to move through them in a way, a lighter way, there's a need of flexibility. And I don't see that coming from this or that. I see it coming from a neutral space. Yeah. Like we say in recovery, you'll be placed in a position of neutrality. Very nice. Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, is that all right, bro, Andy? Yeah. So I don't have an opinion on practice. I have an opinion on practice concerning me. Yeah. But I don't have an opinion on practice concerning others unless I knew you and I felt like there was people I've worked with in recovery that they wouldn't stop doing inventories. They just kept, and I thought it turned into an obsession with self. Yeah. It wasn't helpful. So I told them, you got to stop writing about every little move you make, it's just crazy, and enjoy sobriety, enjoy what this condition you're in now is offering. That's the true prayer. Yeah. You've already been giving what you were looking for. Now respond, and then gratitude and honor come up. Yeah. So I just don't know, how long does it take to realize something doesn't work? Maybe satsang can speed that up. Yeah. Because if you think it works and it doesn't, you're gonna blow one of these days. I'd rather have that air let out in satsang, so it doesn't have to be a huge explosion. Yeah. So.
Paul, Chris has his hand up.
Who has his hand up? Oh, Chris. Yeah, sure.
Hey, Paul.
Hey.
So after our last talk, first of all, I just want to say a lot of times when I'm talking here, I appear to be like laughing and smiling as if I'm not taking it seriously, but that's
that is taking it seriously.
Yeah, it's not reflective of what I'm feeling. It's just a habit. But that the whole thing about the failed system really like hit me hard this week. So that system has failed me in every possible way. It's landed me in the hospital. It's taking away my livelihood at times, just every possible way. And it suddenly just hit me the kind of blessing of not knowing, I guess I would put it. I want to know so I can keep things safe or something. But when I realized that
all right, let me jump in here, Chris.
Yeah.
Who is that who wants to know so it can keep things safe?
Yeah, I can't find that person.
Exactly. If it isn't you, you'll lose interest in that stream that's playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You lose, because the reason why we're attentive to it, it somehow implies it's about us. That's the hook. If you take that out of your mouth, you're probably not going to take the rest of the bait, or the taking of the bait is going to diminish greatly, because the real hook is the idea it's about you. Yes.
I do understand that, but it feels so important that
Yes, yes. Well,
it's very
again,
much in the foreground.
that again is, some of us amplify the volume.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that condition, that's why service and getting involved, yeah, coming out of your little comfort zone. Maybe your comfort zone is thinking about Chris, and to go out and get the attention and interest pulled away from that. Yes, pulled away. And then and get the sense of relief, because relief will be the greatest teacher. Yeah.
You know, Sunday, a family member of mine is going through a difficult divorce. She's sort of like my second child. And Sunday, I was feeling a huge amount of anxiety, and I went down to her house and just started working through the list of house repairs and things that had just been neglected. And like the whole day, I had no anxiety, no physical symptoms, and almost didn't even feel like I existed. But I mean that like in a good way.
Yeah.
Whole day, like 8 hours.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
And
you go.
it wasn't like I felt good about myself or anything like that. I didn't feel anything, which is better.
Exactly. That's the basis of what we are. The shit we're trying to get through is all this stuff that's added on to it. When you scrape everything off, that's it. Yeah. And one of the easiest ways to sort of make it obvious, as is definitely not thinking about it, is to just get caught up in something. Yes. Help someone else. Do freaking, I'm finding, like, you know, in drug world, we used to call people who did a lot of crystal meth tweakers, right? Tweakers. I'm like a tweaker now, and I haven't done anything in 34 years. I'm getting in little objects, working on them for hours. No one's going to notice it at all. It doesn't matter. It's just something there, and I go in that rabbit hole, and I don't come out with a rabbit hat or any fur or nothing. Yeah, it's beautiful. So this will become a habit. You won't need a map to arrive at that destination, because you're there. This is what happens. All the miles and all the space that your head has put between you and you will diminish. Yes.
It seems almost too simple that, like,
Well, then make it harder for yourself, and it'll just take a little longer. That's all.
What I mean is, what I want to do is think about it and understand it, and then what I keep seeing is that is just it makes the problem 10 times worse.
Yes.
It just
Yes.
puts the
And
focus.
you can't help it because you're actually not doing it. It's the head. You're seeing the head exhausting itself. You're the awareness of the head exhausting itself. You're not somehow the image of the head getting exhausted. You are the awareness of the head exhausting itself.
What is it about service specifically that why service as opposed to like a crossword puzzle or something?
Well, because you can do crossword puzzles. I like the service sometimes is because it's so dynamic. There's other people, yes, usually, and so the whole situation easily pulls out the attention and interest. Yeah, like if you're seeing some guy getting some soup and he hasn't eaten all day, you're not fucking thinking much about. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're taken out of you're airlifted out of Chrisville, so to speak. Yeah, you're airlifted out of there. You put somewhere else with other people, and then you're much better for it. And you get a free sample of what it's like, because what you're feeling isn't a phenomenon. It's the basis of living. Yeah.
That's what it feels like, because I've been in a couple of treatment programs for anxiety with groups of people, and what always ends up happening is I seem to be better able to cope than pretty much everyone else there. Not that I don't feel as bad, but I just seem to be able to function better, and I end up helping everyone else, and that's how I feel better.
Well, there you go. So your seeming disadvantages are put to great use. Yeah. There's a lot going on here that doesn't go out with the way our logic, the mental logic is very myopic. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's no improvisation in there. Yeah. There are so many other possibilities that the action figure can be driven by, yeah, can be compelled by, that can be moved by. Yes, it doesn't have to be the same,
Yeah.
This, therefore that, this, therefore that, this, therefore that. Yeah, it can be that, therefore anything. Yeah, it doesn't. And this is how are you going to know? Conceptual flavors aren't that satisfying. You want to have a taste, yeah? You don't want to have a concept of the taste, obviously. The taste does it all in a second.
Yeah.
Like, if you taste passion fruit, or let's say ginger saffron organic ice cream, you wouldn't want to waste a second trying to explain it or conceptualize it. You'd rather just taste it. Yeah.
But until talking to you, I didn't actually realize that's what I was tasting in those times. It was like a mystery why sometimes I just have a sense of okayness. I get everything's okay. That's all I would say.
Yes.
That's all I want. I'm asking for more than that.
Great. And then you'll see the mental state has a story that it wants it, but it has a lot of cognitive dissonance because it's getting a lot out of the anxiety. I'm telling you.
Oh, I see the mental state, as you say, immediately trying to claim anything that is seems like a success or whatever. I'm claiming that. I did that.
Yeah. So now you can see it. Now you have the eyes to see it. And before you used to look from it. I mean, that's an incredible leap, in my view. So,
thanks.
Yeah, Chris, thank you. Thanks for your attendance and putting up with me, really. Yes.
Putting up with you. You putting up with me. I'm always asking questions. Thank you, Paul.
Yep. Thank you.
Glad you're feeling better. I can tell you're over your cold.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Paul, it's time to say goodbye. We have 3 minutes.
It's the time to say goodbye.
Yes.
Well, I'm happy. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. The iPad was right here, right in front of me. But I had an idea, and that made me blind to where it was. Yes, I didn't have an idea. The head did. All right. So listen, there's Stuart. Stuart is looking. Are you feeling better, Stuart, down there?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Feeling better. Yeah, it's good. Thanks for the talk, Paul. It just makes me feel a lot better.
Oh, great. Well, I'm happy about that. We got Michael Stacy. Where is he? There he is. Nice to see you, Michael. Yep. We got Sina. Sina ran the whole show. I'm sorry, I didn't actually hear you, Sina, before. It wasn't voluntary.
It's all good. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, I know. All right, we got Inca. My eyes are on you, Inka. Yes. Kathleen, nice to see you, Kathleen.
Mine are on yours.
Eh?
I said mine are on yours.
Okay. For some reason, I feel much better knowing that. That's good. Thank you, Inka. Yeah, we got Kathleen confused and happy. That's good. Yes. Ari, pleasure. And you got a beautiful shirt there. So, yeah, there's, yeah. We got Tommy from Ireland somewhere. Eileen from the Long Island. Oh.
I'm happy to see you, Paul. I
Thank-
haven't been here in a while, and I loved the way you started today with the Muji thing. I just love you. You're just friggin' like, I love you. That's all.
Well, thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes the Long Island to know the Long Island. Yes. We're estranged, Brit.
We are.
Sherry B, nice to see you. Yeah. We got Bill. Oh, you want to say hello, Sherry? Yes.
Yeah, I was just saying, it's so nice.
I
Thank
can't, I'm
you.
not getting all of you, but I get your feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Nice to see you, honey. Yeah. We got Bill Churchman. Yes, we got Chris. Thank you, Chris. I always love your input, Chris. Don't get into your head or whatever. If you feel like you want to ask a question, ask. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes. Andy, now that's a different opinion with Andy. Andy, he has no more, he's got no more account of questions. He's run out. No. Nice to see you, Andy, as always. Deborah, always a pleasure, Deb. Angie, yes, the woman who smiles, very happy. Yes, there it is. There she is. Very nice. Zoe, yes. Brahmi, there she is somewhere. Brahmi has she's going back to India. Yeah. Fantastic. Don is not going back to the meditation retreat. That's cool. Kelly, Kelly's looking comfortable. She is. Isn't this nice? Satsang with satsang on the couch. Not bad. Yeah, you don't even have to have your spine straight, and for let the flow. You can. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, we've got Jimmy R. We got Rhoda. I had her a little bit of afraid. She figured I blew it again, but I showed up, eh? Yes. iPhone, Susan K, my latte lady, Leanne, Amy, donate here. I think that's it. Hey, listen, thanks for showing up, and yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Take care,
I'd
everyone.
like to see you try to take 5 minutes and be out of the presence 3 times a day. Tell me how that works.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, start 3 times, let's say 9,
I can do that.
2, and 7, and tell me how it feels to be out of the presence, so that you can tell me how it feels to be in the presence.
Okay.
Yes. And who's going to say what's in or out? Yeah. Yeah.
I can do that. No problem.
So instead of, this would be better, because trying to be in the presence implies that you're not. So we're going to go the other way. We're going to be doing only 15 minutes, not being in the presence. Therefore, the assumption is for 23 hours and 15 minutes, you're in the presence. Fucking much better, yeah? You see? So, all right, do your 3 times, 5 minutes, be out of the presence. And then your head will have to come to the conclusion, I've been present 23 hours and 45 minutes. Far out. All right.
All right, brother
See ya.
Paul.
See you. Bye-bye. See you, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.